Take a look at the headlines.
The President says Anura should make an apology to the people in the North and South. Anura pledges to create a government in which all people would be equal before the law. Sajith in an effort to reinvest the funds deprived to the country. Namal says only the SLPP has a policy to suit the country. Ranil Verkia won a program on the village level. Sri Lanka records an international level victory in wrestling. A further £162 million military package for Ukraine.
We move on to those and other stories in detail, taking a look at local news first. President Ranil Wickremesinghe says presidential candidate of the NPP, Anura Kumara Dissanayake, should apologise from the people in the north as well as in the south.
He points out that the NPP leader who toured in the north recently had threatened the people in the north to vote for him. The president had made these remarks participating in a public meeting in Jaffna today. Presidential candidate Ranil Wickremesinghe said that he has not forgotten women. He said that the majority in the country are women and that he has released a separate manifesto on women. He said that the government was able to pass the Women Empowerment Act in Parliament and that women have the ability to win their rights through the law. He said that during the recent visit of presidential candidate Anura Kumara Dissanayake, he had claimed that when the South is rallying together for a change, if the North opposes to stand together with them, consider the frame of mind the South will have in this regard. He said that the claim of the NPP leader has further indicated whether they would like to be identified Jaffna as those who opposed this change. He said that Anura Kumara Dissanayake has also asked for your vote, but he has restored to threats, warning that if the people in the north opposes the change sought by the south, tensions will arise. He said that he strongly condemns the intimidation. In 2010 presidential election, the north voted for Sarath Fonseca while the south supported Mahinda Rajapaksa. He said that no harm came to the people of the north. The same was true in 2015 and 2019 when election results were peacefully accepted regardless of regional differences in voting. He said that Anura Kumara Dissanayake has no right to threaten the people of Jaffna. He will not win. He said he guarantees it. The president said that the NPP leader attempts to frighten both the north and the south follow the tactics of the Janata Vimukti Peramuna, which they will not tolerate. He said that he urges the NPP leader to apologize to the people of the north and to the Sinhalese in the south for tarnishing their name. Then the president said that the NPP leader should take his place in the opposition. His scared tactics have no place in the region and they will not succumb to them, the president added. As for Sajith Premadasa, he said that there is a little to say and if he had fulfilled his responsibilities as the opposition leader, Anura Kumara would not be in this position.
වාඩි වෙන්න කියන. එන්න කොහෙද යන්න තියෙන්නේ? යාපනයේට එන්න බැරි වෙයි. මේක කැතයි කියනවා. AVP තර්ජනයව දාන්න එපා කියන්නේ. අපි බය වුණේ නැහැ ඉස්සෙල්ලා මේ සැරේ බය වෙන්නෙත් නැහැ, ඉඩ දෙන්නෙත් නැහැ කියලා මං කියනවා.
In the meantime, President Ranil Wickremesinghe met with the Ilangai Tamilarasa Katchi leader Mave Senadiraja this evening in Jaffna. The meeting took place coinciding with the president's election campaign in Jaffna. Accepting the invitation extended by Ilangai Tamilarasa Katchi leader Mave Senadiraja, President Ranil Wickremesinghe called on the former parliamentarian at his residence. The president and the leader conducted discussions over the future endeavours pertaining to the presidential election. In the meantime, presidential candidate of the Samagi Janabalawege, Sajith Premadasa, says resources, funds and properties deprived would be invested for the benefit of the people and the law would also be implemented appropriately. He further says that a government which is against corruption, frauds and robbery would be established under his leadership. Sajith Premadasa has made these remarks participating in a SJB Homagama public rally yesterday. A large group, including public representatives and party activists in the Colombo district to extend support to him, participated in the event. Presidential candidate Sajith Premadasa said that both Ranil and Anura Kumara do not have any yearning to develop the country. They do not feel the pulse of the people in their political genes. There is a need for financial depth. He also said when President Premadasa was opening 200 garment factories, chits were issued to kill some of the workers. Some of the garment factories were set on fire. Now the Rajapakshas have completed the destruction of the country. A massive economic crisis has been created. Sajith Premadasa further said those who destroy the country or those who engage in murders are unable to develop the country. He further said that both the President and Anura Kumara have a great fear that he would come to power and do a lot of work. He added that he wanted to tell everybody that they would rebuild the collapsed country. The frauds and robberies would be eliminated. He also said those who robbed the country would be brought before the judiciary and would be dealt according to the law. He said that they would utilize the funds and resources lost to the country for the benefit of the people.
අනිවාර්යෙන්ම ඒ අයට නීතිය හමුවේ උත්තර බඳින තත්ත්වය නිර්මාණය කරමින් රටට අහිමි වුණු සම්පත් මුදල් දීපල සියල්ලක්ම අපේ රටේ ජනතාවගේ ආයෝජනය උදෙසා අපි උපයෝගී කරගන්නවා.
Parliamentarian Dr. Harsha De Silva said that the court has delivered an order to arrest one of the leading members of Anura Kumara's team. He added that there is no time frame in Anura Kumara's program and there is no time frame in the program of Ranil Wickremesinghe either. Only Sajith Premadasa has given his program within a specific time frame.
Ranil Wickremesinghe දීපු වැඩපිළිවෙලේ කිසිම කාලරාමුවක් නැහැ. එකම කාලරාමුවක් සහිත වැඩපිළිවෙලක් දීලා තියෙන්නේ සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස මැතිතුමා පමණයි කියන එක වගකීමෙන් කියනවා.
හොරු බයයි වංචාකාරයෝ.
Former MP Hirunika Premachandra said that the robbers are afraid of Sajith Premadasa because they know that when he becomes the president, all the robbers would have to go to jail. That is why they are unleashing conspiracies against Sajith Premadasa. She also said that Sajith would be made the 9th executive president of the country. Presidential candidate Sajith Premadasa has presided over another SJB public meeting at the Haligura Public Fair premises yesterday. A group including people's representatives in the Ratnapura district who extend support to the SJB presidential candidate also attended the event. Parliamentarian Dayasiri Jayasekara said it has been reported that 1.5 million expatriate Sri Lankans are about to return to the island to vote for Anura Kumara. They believe that they would come in 100 plane loads. He also said that there is no need to allow those who would arrive to vote for him at a time when many foreign tourists want to visit the country. He also said that the people must get ready to give the leadership to Sajith Premadasa.
And meanwhile, presidential candidate Anura Kumara says a government which treats all citizens equal before the law will be established, and he made these remarks addressing a meeting of lawyers in Colombo today. The event has been organized with the objective of educating the attorneys at law of the policies and future activities of the National People's Bar. Presidential candidate Anura Kumara said that life should be infused into the principle that the law of the country is equal for all. He added that, however, when looking at the present leaders, a question has arisen whether actually the law applies equally for them as well. He said that they have undergone practical experiences regarding this issue, and the NPP presidential candidate further said that he could give an assurance that in a government under his leadership, a real meaning will be given to this law, as under their regime everybody is equal in the face of law. He also said that the political culture based on bribery and corruption which prevails today will have to be identified and wiped out. He also said that the country could not be rebuilt only through the elimination of frauds and corruption. But he said that the developing a country is unthinkable without doing away the frauds and corruptions. The social level has become the reason for breakdowns in many fields. He has questioned as to where the culture of the country has fallen, and these had added impetus to the economic collapse. The biggest task is to restore the economy. Andhra Kumar Dissanayake also said that most dangerous blunders committed by the present-day rulers was not taking the appropriate measures and the appropriate moment. There are many acts which had to be carried out and the required moment, but they were not carried out. He also said that people could not go forward with the present political culture. The NPP presidential candidate further said that the attorneys at law is a group which raise a voice for the democracy of the country. Several public rallies to consolidate the victory of the NPP were held in Galanbidruweva, Puttalam and Maradan Kadavila yesterday. Presidential candidate Andhra Kumar Dissanayake said that Ranil Wickremesinghe went to Yapawur and said a vote cast for Sajith is a vote handed over to Andhra. He further says that Sajith Premadasa also went to Galle and said that a cross placed in the ballot in favour of Ranil Wickremesinghe amounts to vote for given Andhra. The NPP candidate said that they do not need to seal Ranil's or Sajith's votes for him, but his voters should directly vote for the compass symbol on the 21st of September. Andhra Dissanayake also revealed the several measures to be taken after winning the election. First of all, the parliament will be dissolved. Thereafter, they will look into how a government would be formed and added that they will govern according to the constitution. He also pointed out that the possibility of maintaining cabinet of ministers with the inclusion of several parliamentarians. If not, the president could make the accusations according to the constitution to run a government.
Presidential candidate Namal Rajapaksa says that only the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna has a policy suited for the country and the people. Addressing a public meeting in Valapana yesterday, he said he is extending an invitation to all who had left the party due to certain dissatisfactions. MP D. Veerasinghe said that there was a claim that the Bandarwala area would go into the Umayya project. He said that there was another claim that the Umayya project had a leak, but the project was successfully completed. He said that there were many claims made against the Hambantota Port project. But President Ranil Wickremesinghe with opposition leader Sajith Premadasa and MP Andhra Kumar Dissanayake managed to sell the port to the Chinese authorities. He also said that some claim that presidential candidate Namal Rajapaksa owns 19 Lamborghini cars. However, he said that the same entities retracted their claims. He said that presidential candidate Andhra Kumar Dissanayake has been spreading lies from the beginning, fueling hatred among the people. MP Tisakuttiarachi said that many people, even the party supporters, were under the impression that the queues were formed due to the Rajapaksas. Accordingly, he said, well, some of their supporters who belong to the 6.9 million voter base are now claiming that they will vote for NPP or President Wickremesinghe, but none of them is claiming to vote for presidential candidate Sajith Premadasa. Venerable Litthakande Saddati Thera said that there was no active cooperation within the party. Therefore, the Thera said that the party members began to shift to other entities. The Thera said they should remember that when the party leader was trapped at the temple tree, supporters of the party visited him. The Thera said that those supporters were assaulted and set their houses on fire. And now the JVP is claiming that 2/3 of their SLPP voter base has turned towards them.
දීලා බේරවල ඔබලා ගෙවල් පුච්චලා බස් පුච්චලා ගමට එන්න නොදී මහා විනාශයක් කළා දැන් කියනවා JVP එක අපේ ඡන්ද මේ පොට්ටුවේ ඡන්ද සේරුම දෙකෙන් පගුවා උන්ට බම්බුව උන්ට දේශපාලනේ කියන්නේ අපේ රටේ වගේ
Presidential candidate Nama Rajapaksa said that moving across political parties has become a habit in the politics of the country as well as the region. He said that even though the leaders move, the supporters remain loyal to the party. He said that the supporters always stick to a policy. He said that he believes, similar to his father, that they should always deal directly with the supporters. He said that he understands the sorrows of the party supporters. He said that they will continue to rectify the shortcomings. However, he said that they have the urge to serve the nation. He said that they will follow the policies which are most suitable for the country. He said that the party was built on the people, and he also said that people often be upset with the leaders who they adore the most. Therefore, he invited all to rally together with him amid heartbreaks and sorrows.
Ranil Wickramasinhe propaganda campaign, which has commenced today, will be conducted throughout the island. Accordingly, campaigners are scheduled to engage in house-to-house visits in every electorate in the country to educate the general public. The aim is to consolidate the victory of the independent candidate Ranil Wickramasinhe at the forthcoming presidential election. Ranil Wickramasinhe propaganda program is to be implemented in 160 electorates in 22 districts, covering 14,021 Grama Seva divisions and 53,000 villages and streets. A large group comprising of members of the United National Party, Podujana Eksat Perawuda, Mahajana Eksat Perawuda, Sri Lanka Freedom Party and the New Lanka Party are engaged in the propaganda campaign to secure the victory of presidential candidate Ranil Wickramasinhe. Ranil Wickramasinhe, the main propaganda program, has commenced from near the Golf Face Green this morning. Parliamentarian Nimal Lansa said that people have decided to vote for President Ranil Wickramasinhe in order to sustain and achieve the economic stability in the country.
රටක් නැහැ මේ ලෝකේ ආපසු හැරෙන්න බෑ අපිට වෙන රටක් නැහැ මේ ලෝකේ ආපසු හැරෙන්න බෑ මේ රටේ එකතු වෙමු අපි රට හදමු එකතු ලෙසින් අපි සිතමු එකතු වෙමු රට හදමු එකතු ලෙසින් අපි සිතමු ශ්‍රී ලංකා Urumai Maulanka, Uruan Sri Lanka, Urumai Maulanka. Dipayaka Sapa Sampatiri.
Policy statement of presidential candidate of the Aranalu Janata Peramuna, K.R. Krishan, was unveiled at the party office in Vellampitiya today. The policy statement was presented to the party members. A group including members of the Arunalu Janata Peramuna was present on the occasion. Presidential candidate K.R. Krishan said that there are those who are skillful in every registered party and as independent candidates. He said that all presidential candidates should abide by the same rules and regulations. Therefore, he urged to consider the manifestos and policies presented by these candidates. He said that they are in favour of the Aragalia carried out in the country.
And meanwhile, presidential candidate Dilip Javed said that it was only him who had presented the strategic plan which had gone beyond the traditional policies handed over by the candidates contesting the forthcoming presidential election. He was addressing a public meeting in Balangada. A group including political representatives and party members has attended the meeting. Presidential candidate Dilip Javier said that none of the four manifestos has any substance. He urged to create a dialogue on the two ideology behind the strategic program presented by him, and he will change the lives of the public. He said that the NPP leader will not come for debates. He said that the proposed measure to increase the Samruddhi allowance by 2,500 to 3,000 rupees is a blatant lie. He also said that to survive with a mere allowance of 15,000 rupees through Aswasuma program, and he said that through his strategic program, he has proposed to provide a unique digital identity number to all citizens and ensure equality in the society with use of digital technology. He said that by ensuring equality in the society, all citizens will be equal and will be treated equally without any division. He said that the nation could only move forward if the society is nurtured and developed based on the skills and potential of each citizen.
President Ranil Wickremesinghe emphasizes the government's commitment in supporting all religions in accordance with the constitution. He made these remarks while speaking at the graduation and ordination ceremony of the Apostolic Diocese of Ceylon held at the BMICH today. 170 students were awarded titles and degrees under the patronage of National Coordinator of the International Independent Apostolic Diocese Synod, Dr. Kirby D. Lanarol. The President also handed over certificates for a group of students at the event. Speaking at the ceremony, the President pointed out the importance of a unified religious cooperation to provide spiritual guidance amid challenges. President Wickremesinghe also pointed out that recent elections are less influenced by racial or religious factors, focusing instead of economic issues. He expressed hope that this trend would continue, keeping religions separate from governance and ensuring a fair approach to all religious communities. The President also highlighted the progress made by religious communities in the country and discussed the challenges and opportunities facing them in the digital and technological age. Acknowledging the broader socio-economic context, President Wickremesinghe emphasized the importance of addressing basic needs.
And meanwhile, President Ranil Wickremesinghe says the National People's Power presidential candidate Anura Kumar Dissanayake should clarify to the nation on how to develop an export economy by cancelling the free trade agreements. The President made these remarks while speaking at a conference organized by the National Bankers Association yesterday. The conference on banking and finance was organized under the theme Bankers with Smart Leadership. During the event, senior advisor to the President's Economic Affairs, Dr. R.H. Samaratunga, delivered a special lecture on the economic progress of Sri Lanka has achieved over the past 2 years. A large number of bankers participated and the President addressed their questions in a constructive manner. President Ranil Wickremesinghe said that after Darugalya in 2022, the political system of the country has changed. He said that a new political system is emerging. However, he pointed out that this process takes time. But he said that they are preparing the necessary background for that. He said that one cannot catch thieves like a game and necessary laws should be passed in this regard. He said that the problem is that two groups of the same party have submitted two election policy statements while the other alternative proposal in this National People's Power. He said that the NPP is trying to create hatred and said that MP Anura Kumar Dissanayake emphasized the importance of focusing on exports for the country's businessmen and industrialists. While the principle is commendable, he said that there is a concern and he said that their policy statement suggests that Sri Lankan plans to cancel its free trade agreements. This raises a significant question, he added. The President said that they should clarify as into how they could develop an export industry without these agreements, and he pointed out that such contradictions pose challenges.
Presidential candidate Sajith Premadasa says the upcoming presidential election is the finest opportunity handed over to the citizens to eliminate fraudulent politics from the country. He therefore reiterates the importance of voters taking the correct decision by thinking intelligently. Sajith Premadasa has made these remarks addressing a public meeting in Matale yesterday. Presidential candidate Sajith Premadasa said that people often get close to those who distribute goods during political campaigns. However, he said the public is yet to comprehend that these entities are distributing such goods by using the funds stolen from them. He said that these goods will last for 5 days, leaving people destitute for the rest of the year. He said that the parents have to bow down before corrupt politicians to enroll their children to schools. He said that this time has come to change the system. He said that in order to bring a corruption-free political system, people should make a small sacrifice. He urged the public to use their votes smartly at this presidential election and reject corrupt politicians. He said that the nation will be victorious if the people are ready to make this sacrifice. He said that a positive future will be built for the betterment of the youth and the next generation.
ඒක කරොත් තමුන්නාසලගේ දරුවන්ට අනාගතයක් ගොඩනගෙනවා. තමුන්නාසලගේ නොකරොත් අනාගත පරම්පරාව තමුන්නාසලගේ දරුවෝ කවදා හරි ඒකට දොස් කියන්නේ තමුන්නාසලට. තමුන්නාසලගේ වගකීම පැහැර හැරීම ගැන අනිවාර්යයෙන් ඒකේ වගකීම තමුන්නාසලට බාර ගන්න වෙනවා.
Presidential candidate Roshan Ranasinghe says a revolutionary change would be created in future governance of the country. He further says that under his education policy, the number of schools with all facilities in the country would be restricted to 2,000. Presidential candidate Roshan Ranasinghe said that when looking at the academic policies of the presidential candidates, he also found out that there were mere writings. They have not considered about the practical issues on the basic needs of the people, and in one policy it has been stated that a school has to be located within an area of 3 square kilometers. Today they are unable to maintain 10,000 schools. Under such situation, if a school is built with every 3 square kilometers, more than 20,000 schools will have to be built. Presidential candidate Ranasinghe said according to his view, 2,000 schools are enough, and he said that there are more than 40 schools in Borella alone. But it needs to have only 5 schools. He said that he called private fully pledged schools in Monaragala, Polanaru, Kurunagala and Putlam districts.
පාසල් 40කට වැඩි ප්‍රමාණයක්. බොරැල්ලට ඕන 5000ක් දාන පාසල් 5යි. මොකද දරුවෝ ඉන්නේ බොරැල්ල 25000ක් වගේ ප්‍රමාණයක්. මහා කයිවාරු ගාන පාලකයන් මෙතෙක්කල් පාලනේ හිටපු පාලකයන්ට බැරි වුණා හොඳ පාසලක් ලබා දෙන්න දරුවන්ට. එhmenan මොකද්ද අපි කරන්න ඕන? සියලු පහසුකම් සහිත පාසලක් මොනරාගල, පොළොන්නරුව, කුරුණෑගල, ඒ වගේම පුත්තලම වගේ දිස්ත්‍රික්ක වලට දෙන්න ඕන.
Presidential candidate Venerable Battaramulle Seelaratana Thera says Jonas Setha Peramuna is the only political movement which is being carried forward without the support of anybody. The Venerable Thera was expressing opinion to the media in Gaul today. Venerable Seelaratana Thera has handed over leaflets to educate the people in Karapitia in Gaul. Presidential candidate Battaramulle Seelaratana Thera said 39 candidates compete in the presidential election. He added that, however, there are only 6 or 7 candidates contesting in the appropriate manner. The rest of the candidates are mere henchmen of other political parties. He also said Jonas Setha Peramuna never leans upon other parties at any time. It has a past record of remaining clean. They are not asking for sand, permits or any other types of permits. The Venerable Thera has called upon the Mahasangha to go along with the Jonas Setha Peramuna without going with the terrorist and murder groups. He had also called upon the Sangha to inquire on the happenings during the 88-89 period. Well, that's it on local news, and we'll be back with news overseas.
නැනමීර ශිෂ්‍යත්ව ජයමග 4 වන ශ්‍රේණිය පෙරපුහුණු ප්‍රශ්න පත්‍ර කට්ටලිය දැන් මිලදී ගත හැකි විමසීම් 011315 8655 3-4 පොඩිත්තන්ට නැනමීර පුංචි දඟයන් වෙනුවෙන්.
We now move on to world news. The United Kingdom is expected to send hundreds more short-range missiles to Ukraine.
This was announced ahead of summit where President Zelensky asked for authorization to strike targets deep inside Russia with Western-supplied weapons. The Ukrainian president made another plea for further military support during the opening stages to summit and Ramstein air base in Germany yesterday. He said that the eastern region of Donetsk, where Kyiv forces are facing Russian attacks, in particular, depending on the swift delivery of aid. Also at the summit, UK Defence Secretary John Healey is expected to confirm the 162 billion sterling pound package, which includes a supply of 650 lightweight multi-role missiles.
Super Typhoon Yagi, the most powerful storm in Asia this year, has made landfall in northern Vietnam. The storm hit 2 provinces in Vietnam this morning with winds of up to 203 kilometers per hour. Super Typhoon Yagi hit the island of Hainan yesterday. At least 3 people have died in China due to the storm and nearly 100 injured. Yesterday, China evacuated some 400,000 people in Hainan Island ahead of Yagi's arrival. Meanwhile, the city of Haiphong on the coast of northern Vietnam has a population of 2 million and has faced the brunt of the storm.
Introducing Prima Kottami Korean Ramen. Let's fire it up.
We now move on to sports news. Sri Lankan wrestler Netmi Ahimsa Poruthottake has been successful in winning a bronze medal at the World Under-20 Wrestling Championship tournament.
This represents the highest victory achieved by a Sri Lankan competitor in an international wrestling tournament. The event has taken place in Spain and Netmi Ahimsa took part in the 53 kg weight class and she competed against independent player Valeria Bitici. Ahimsa has scored 6 points in the competition where lasted 6 minutes and her rival was able to score only 2 points. With this achievement, Netmi Ahimsa has scored for the first time the world-class wrestling victory in an earlier Commonwealth Games as well, and she had secured a medal for Sri Lanka. Suranga Kumara is the trainer of Netmi Ahimsa. And the Trinity College Kandy has been successful in securing the Bradby Shield after a lapse of 10 years.
The team has beaten the Royal College in the second leg of the game today. Royal College Colombo and Trinity College Kandy have competed for the Bradby Shield for the 78th occasion. In the first leg, played in Colombo on the 24th last month, Trinity has won 17-16. In the second stage of the tournament, worked out in Pallekele Stadium today, the Royal College team was doing fine at the end of the first half, securing a lead 20-13. In the second half as well, the Royal team had added 3 more points, but the Trinity team came from behind and added 12 more points. Accordingly, the final score was 25-23 in favour of Trinity team. According to the overall points table, Trinity has won the match and the Bradby Shield with a final score of 42-39.
Introducing Prima Kottami Korean Ramen. Let's fire it up.
That's it on tonight's news. Do just tomorrow at the very same time. I'm Jonathan signing over with Sharifa. Stay there. Good night.
Good night.